Thrifting in Sydney, Australia is not at all what I was used to thrifting in the States. This is going to take time to get used to. So come on, let's go thrifting and see what we can find. Hi, and welcome to Well-Read Wardrobe. I'm Christin, an American full-time reseller and aspiring author, now living in beautiful, sunny Sydney, Australia, reunited with my partner, finally. In the 6 weeks that I've been here, I'm discovering lots of new things, like purple trees and pink flowers, pink cheese? And did you know that when you plug things in at the wall outlet, you turn the switch right there? Interesting. Different. Very different. Also, you can buy kangaroo meat in the grocery store. If you want to see me have my first bite of kangaroo, stick around to the end. It's actually pretty tasty. After being here for one spooky season, I can tell you this: the spookiest thing I've encountered in Australia is, in fact, the op shop or thrift store prices. Sky high. But my reselling business can't survive without inventory. So let's head to Vinnie's and see what we can find to flip online for a profit using eBay and now Depop. If you missed the last episode, Poshmark is now closed here in Australia and in the UK and India. I took some time off to decompress. That hit harder than I thought, but now we're back at it. Let's get some stuff to sell. You might have noticed by now, everything on the racks, mostly, is spring and summer. It is October, but the seasons are reversed. So I am in spring weather heading towards the summer, while all of my American friends and family are bundling up with freezing weather already. Maybe this video will warm you up. So first impressions in this thrift shop is that it's laid out really well. And I learned later that these wooden hanger items, this front section of the store here, is much like the Black Label in the Goodwills. It's like the fashion forward or more expensive area. I will be using this area to research brand names, anything that they think is worth this much. I'm going to see if I can find it in the back of the store on the plastic hangers for far less. It's organized by gender, clothing type, and then color, as far as I can tell. And for such a small shop, they actually have quite a lot of clothing items to offer. I'm finding lots of Australian brands, so new to me things like Tiger Lily, this dress here, but I'm also finding a lot of American brands that I know just as well. In upcoming videos, I will be researching these new to me brands and seeing what's good, what should I be picking up. I'm seeing tons of mall brands, and I need to find out how old these pieces might be. I'm loving how many bright and floral prints there are here. I'm also keeping an eye on fabric content. Breathable fabrics like linen will do better here where it's about to get pretty hot. This color block dress with that wavy front caught my eye. It's unique. The brand is called Garmin, and I do learn about it later, but at $60, I don't think I can bring it home with me today. Will I regret that? Let's find out. Shopping at the front of the store is definitely not budget friendly, even when I take into consideration the exchange rate. 10 Australian is a little over $6 American at this point. It does fluctuate, and that's where we're at. I need to make sure that I'm looking things up in Australian dollars, including the comps, so that I can compare appropriately. Another thing I found interesting about these smaller thrift stores is that there are no carts, also no baskets. And moving on to the longer dress section, this yellow dress was actually new with tags by Australian brand Kukai. They were asking $25 and it retailed for $160. It was pretty sweet, but comps showed me I shouldn't take it home. Here's another new with tags, $60, and this one actually made the cut. It has some damage on the front. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a dark color of the coral dress, but this one was just so fantastic. And honestly, I'm not sure if it was a good pickup or not, but it was a pickup nonetheless. It's something I can list and hopefully get it back out the door. It's actually stunning when it's on. Now I need to buy a dress mannequin because hanging it up and photographing is kind of a nightmare. These high op shop prices really have me missing the Saturday markets where I could find things for $5. So we'll definitely be headed back there as often as possible. But for now, let's give the thrift stores another try. We're sticking with Vinnie's for this video, but American Red Cross, you can be another week. More new with tags, $35, not as bad as some of the prices we've been seeing before now. And again, it's Kukai. So that brand seems to be pretty prevalent here. I'm not gonna say popular because I'm not sure how it sells. Now this was really cute. Beck and Bridge, another new to me brand, and that price tag is $35. Looks really breezy and breathable. This pair of white denim jeans caught my eye. They have an exposed golden zipper and are true wide leg. They seem super on trend, so we're gonna look those up in a bit and see if I should take them home or not. For now, let's keep flipping and thrifting. And as I mentioned earlier, there are no baskets here. So once I'm sure I want something, I just take it up to the counter and build a little stack. Here's a name you probably know, Reformation, but the sticker shock, you guys. Had to leave it. Another one you might know, Veronica Beard, $25. I think it has some shrunken elements to it, but I went ahead and grabbed it. Let's check out the comps. A quick flip through the denim and I found my first pair of nudie jeans, a brand I've heard of, never come across, and I was expecting good things. Now I've got two things in my arms. Let's see what the comps are. First, Veronica Beard, all over the map, over $100. It does have some damage. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Does not look like a size large at all, but I think it'll still work for someone who is a size small, and I might regret that. But $25, hoping to flip for around $90. Would you have done the same? Nudie jeans. Again, expecting something much better. When I heard about them, they were like over $100 a pair. Now I'm seeing sold $60 and as low as $10. I don't think the style that I found is going to be worth anything, so I'm leaving those ones behind. Better luck next time. And more names that we probably all do know, like Diane von Furstenberg and Bowden. Leaving them behind just based on style, these prices are not going to give me any room to flip. Here's Free People. Would have loved to take that home. It was a gorgeous knit, new with tags, long midi dress, but at $45, I'm gonna say no. I might actually go back and see if it's there in a few weeks. I'm also gonna ask about discounts. Do they ever have sales? Not sure at this point. This is Burberry. It was marked $85. The tag has been blacked out and it's a pretty simple and I think older style. I said no to that and yes to this. This romper is by the brand Keepsake. And I really liked that it's a size medium and great for spring and summer. It's got 3/4 leg sleeves that are sheer and the short portion is lined. It also happens to match that other coral dress. I guess I was just in an orange pumpkin spice mood, even though everything here is blooming and blossoming. I'm still like a fall y'all girl at heart. But those prices. Here's what my at-home rack looks like so far. It's got some things still from the States that have been listed and are ready to find new homes, as well as some of the new stuff I've been purchasing. I'm really hoping that these items sell at a higher price point, therefore are worth the higher buy-ins. But the downside of the higher buy-in is that I'm not able to source as much as I need to list the goals that I have for every day. I should be listing 6, then 7, then 8, counting on up until I have 20 new listings per day in order to help feed that eBay algorithm. So I'm kind of torn here on what to do. I've got some ideas, and we'll talk about that later. Now, this white blouse in the front, I didn't film as I was in the store. It's a new to me brand called Nudie Lucy. It's made of linen, and I decided to model it. Then I fell in love with it, and it's now mine. So we've got to go shopping once again. Here's a little view of my 4-story mall. This had the most Halloween decorations of any other place in the city that I saw, and I just liked riding these escalators and having a bit of that American Halloween vibe. I might have missed out on this year, but be prepared. I will be throwing parties in my future. Anyways, back to the thrifting. Time for more new brands and high price tags. I spend a lot of time just looking through these racks. And while the prices are higher at the front of the stores, I don't want to skip them. I feel like it's good research, but it's also holding the possibility of having a higher end brand at a decent enough price to also make a high dollar profit. How would you go about this? Would you just skip over these and go straight to the back? The prices in the back are more around $18 to $20, where up front it's $35 to $40 for the same items. And I couldn't keep flipping without at least taking a peek at this nautical sparkly skirt. The brand is Sass and Bide, and it's an Australian brand that I've actually purchased and sold before. This I wasn't feeling, but again, had to take a look. It was very unique, as I'm finding most of the pieces, especially here at the front, are. I definitely feel that one of the areas of reselling where I can make an improvement is research, and flipping through these racks is part of it. I'm also looking up comps on eBay so I know how these brands perform, as well as using eBay as an at-home resource to see what's selling right now. It does take both. Simply using eBay and looking at the what solds isn't going to let me know what's available in my area. Oh. Now here's a brand we've probably all heard of, and maybe have even seen it on a BOLA list, Zimmerman. Zimmerman is an Australian brand. I am going to come across it more often here, and these price points, yikes. Let's look this up later and see if it's worth it. I really want to have this in my shop. This Isabel Marant Etoile piece is something I would ordinarily look up. I'm not sure what made me put it back on this day, but now that I'm home, I can run comps. And if I'm lucky and there's room, I can get it next week. Here's another designer brand, Marni, that I do like to flip. This is a classic plain colored, I would call it sustainable and minimalist brand from Italy, but this didn't have enough wiggle room for me to bring it home and flip for a profit. Nothing on this rack is really grabbing my attention. It's the black section, so we're looking at darker colors, heavier fabrics. This would be better when it's autumn or fall here. Unless it's a really great name at a price where I can flip and make a good profit, I'm probably not going to find anything, but I'm still not going to skip it. I've got the time, I'm gonna browse, I'm gonna research. All right, I've spotted something with a pop of color, $80, and it's Missoni. This is a bodycon mini dress. and it was quite cool. It's not going to come home with me today, but there it is. Are you seeing anything on the racks that you'd purchase for yourself? Brands that you know? There's one that I learned while over in the state, Kathmandu. I'd only found it once. It was a pajama piece. It didn't end up selling, but over here it can do okay. It is an outdoorsy shop, kind of like REI or the North Face, as far as I can tell. And the rest of these pieces look to be some really great career wear. If you were shopping for yourself, I think you could definitely find things here that you'd want to take home. But for me, that's not why I'm here. I do keep accidentally sourcing for myself. I do have a whole wardrobe to replace for myself as well, but today I am really trying to stick to it. This I picked up to take a look at comps. The brand was new to me. It's called Kooples, and everything that I saw that sold was coming from overseas, where the season is different. This wasn't the best condition, so I put it back. Speaking of condition, those white denim jeans that I loved so much, Alice McCall, which is a really nice brand. As you can see, they have stains all down the front of them, and for this price point, I don't think it's worth it. Now on to that gorgeous Zimmermann dress. I know that this brand performs really well with maxi full-length dresses. The one I found is silk, cream colored, and cocktail length. So it's not going to fetch that same high dollar, but I do think it is worth picking up even though I am paying $50 at the thrift store. It's beautiful for starters, and it's a wonderful dress to have as a wedding dress. At least that's one of the keywords I'm going to use when trying to flip it online. In switching up my business model and trying to have better brands at higher prices, I am thinking that I can ask for more if my shop is full of these higher end brands. We'll find out later if that's a mistake. Now, speaking of higher-end brands, I really wanted to bring this home. This is a Moschino peplum blazer that was missing its size tag as well as the only button, and a maid's dress that had a huge, horrible stain. And unfortunately, I had to say no. They were priced as if they were not flawed, but those were too big of flaws for me to even attempt to do anything with right now. If they go on sale, maybe. This stained Anthropologie dress, for instance, only $18 instead of $50 and above. Still gonna pass on it though. Anyways, here we are at the back of the store. Plastic hangers. They have clothing falling off all the time and kind of drive me crazy, to be honest. But the price points are much better here. While I'm not finding any hidden designer gems in the back, I do see some of the same brands that I saw up front, like Q, for instance, and some new with tags are in the back as well. Everything is priced individually, as you've probably already noticed by this point in the video. It is not a one price per item like some Goodwills have in the southern states. And the prices on the back are about $18 and up. I don't recall seeing any clothing pieces for less than $18. These op shops are the same as in the States. The items are donated 100% free to them, and I don't see that, at least the ones in my area, have any sort of deal with bigger brands such as Target. I'm not seeing those new with tag items like I was used to finding in Seattle. And just a reminder on the conversion rates, 18 Australian dollars is going to run around $11.50 US. So in case you're shopping along and wanted to do those comparables, that's what these items are selling for. And up. 18 is the lowest. And up. Still a lot of cute things, and I think there is money to be made here. You just have to be willing to learn the new brands, which I am certainly doing, and take the time to flip through the racks. In upcoming videos, we'll be visiting other Vinnie's locations as well as some other op shops. There are more, and I am new here. I want to try them all. Let's compare and see what's going to be the new sweet spot here in Sydney, Australia. Now, because this is a relatively small store, I am visiting the off-season racks, and I'm actually finding things. Here in the sweaters for $18, I just found a linen plus-size Eileen Fisher top. We're definitely going to take a closer look at that. Let's keep flipping through. Again, these hangers drive me bananas, but it is what it is. And look, yeah, you saw it, universal thread, a little nod from Target. Hey, Target. Fun fact, we do have Target here, but the brands that they sell are different. Would you guys be interested if I did a video on what brands Target sold here? Maybe comparing with my friend Melissa at the Thrifty Broad as she shops through Target in Seattle, Washington, same time? Drop a comment below and let me know. Just a little something we could do that's different and fun. The cool thing about a global market, of course, is that these brands may not sell in your area originally, but you're probably going to find them, especially if you're a second-hand shopper, as I'm guessing we all are if you've made it this far in the video. And if you're a binge shopper, I for sure know that you've seen some of these brands and wondered where they came from. These winter clothes are making me hot. It is a bright, sunny day, which is great because I have to take everything that I've purchased and walk back home. Let's get to it, shall we? Here's the front of the store where they keep some of the more desirable items, especially handbags, behind the counters. But be careful, I also found some counterfeits. So after all that, what did I bring home? Well, this wasn't $18. I found this first edition Australian printed Harry Potter book, hardback, for only $5. This is still a book that sells well secondhand, especially if you can get your hands on more than one in the series. So I might list it if I need to, but my hope is to hold on to it and find another few so I can list them as a lot. I'm definitely trying to branch out of just clothing because the price points are better on things like books. At the shops near me, they're averaging $4 to $5, and looking them up on eBay is easy. Give it a whirl if you haven't already. All right, no one is surprised, right? The Eileen Fisher, it's a size 1X made of Italian yarn and quite breathable for only $18. This is a great price point for my area, and I think I can make a decent $20 off of this one sweater. Next, something we did not see as I flipped through the rack, the long dresses. It is hard to film and flip through. So this is a long dress by a new to me brand, Belle and Bloom, new with tags, and I really love all the eyelet detailing. Let's hang it up so you can have a better view. And guess what? $18. $18 is apparently my new favorite price. If it's $18, I have a bigger room for profit margin, maybe. At least I didn't spend as much going into it. There's only one more item left in my bag. Any ideas what I might have chosen? You definitely saw this and you saw the comps. Yes, I said yes to the Zimmerman dress. I did not want to leave this behind. I really have high hopes for this one. It's gorgeous, it's a good style, it's a decent size, it's in wonderful condition, and let's hang that up and get it off the floor. Wish me luck on these flips by giving me a thumbs up. It would really mean the world to me. So here's how the rack looks so far. It's filling in, but these high price points are making it hard. So I've opened my business to include consignment. This whole bag is from my first client, and we'll open it up in another video. Now, as promised, an American eats kangaroo. I have mixed feelings on this. They're cute and cuddly looking, and they'll also punch you in the face, and you can have them as a burger. Or you can go to the zoo and go into an enclosure and pet them. And I kind of want to do both. Here's to a burger night that now includes kangaroo. Talk to me, buddy. This looks so good. I'm actually so excited.
Me Me too. I haven't made homemade kangaroo burgers in a long time, so I hope they're good.
Starting to feel a little bit bad about the kangaroo.
That's fine.
It just looks a cute cow. It's good.
Yeah, you like it? Is it cooked all the way through?
Yeah.
Oh, great, perfect. That's fine, that's the thing, it will take a little longer.
It's a little gamier than the cow, but not as gamey as venison.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Look at it's freaking bats. I love Halloween. Look.
Why do you like Halloween so much?
That's it for this chapter, guys. I hope you enjoyed your October. I can't believe how quickly it ended. I will see you here next week for more thrifting and selling adventures in Sydney, Australia. Thanks for watching.